Oh yeah, Weege Show brought to you by Honda and the CRF250R and CRF450R. Makes winning look easy, although it has not been easy on anyone this year in what is somehow a Anaheim 2 that I think has more intrigue. I'm trying to get the sunlight better. I'm a TV guy now, so I think about these things. We have an Anaheim 2 that I think has more drama than Anaheim 1, which is rare. Normally we start the year with all this hype and it quickly is extinguished, but I think this one, the chart just keeps going higher and higher. Eli, so you're good. We had mud races. Don't take too much in the results last week. You're feeling good.
Yeah, I feel fine. Yeah. It was a bummer having that crash, whatever it was, early in the race, and got a little tangled up. You know, obviously was way behind, and then you know, ended up 9th or whatever it was. So it was unfortunate, but the good thing is it scrambled up pretty well, and yeah, I'm a little bit back, but I feel like I should be farther back in the points than what I am.
Yeah, well, I was almost wondering, this has been such a weirdo, the opener's always weird, and then 2 mud races. Is it almost good for you? Like, this way you don't need to stress over, it's not like someone's gone 1-1-1 or anything like that. Is it almost better this way to start the season with a little chaos and you get a couple mulligans?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, you'll take that.
Yep, we'll take that.
But you did feel coming to the opener, you weren't like, I'm gonna need 5 races. It wasn't like that level.
No,
yeah.
But maybe I thought I was totally ready, and I obviously ended up not being, you know, not performing well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a good way. Maybe it was a good way to get into it.
To ease into it. And not a lot has changed between this and Anaheim 1, really. Just a few things, but
just a few things.
Yeah, but your performance should be much better.
Our performance.
It's not like you redid every single thing you got on this bike.
No.
No. And a start, you talked a lot about the Anaheim 1 start was maybe more of a factor than we realized. Yeah. Just getting off the gate would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
Even Anaheim 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have, but I wouldn't have gone way forward.
You still weren't there. It just wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Yes.
Nope.
So it should be. It should be more here now.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I feel like it evened out. Everybody got 1 good start and 1 bad in the 2 mud races.
It really did.
It really did.
Yeah.
My only thing is, are you getting antsy of like, dude, I just want to know where I'm at? Are you getting antsy to see that? Or is it cool? It'll come.
It'll come. And
okay.
I'm not like, no, I'm not super antsy because I feel like I should be just fine now.
Yeah. We'll get some answers eventually.
We will.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Eli. Okay. Yep. No more mud races, everybody. We don't want mud races. It's Triple Crown. I think it's kind of overrated. It just starts things. What's up?
What's up, man?
So we can put to rest, no, he can't ride mud narrative. I don't think we can say this. New Jersey was not great, and San Francisco was not great, but last week was. So we can start calling you a mud guy now.
You can call me whatever you want, brother.
Were you like a little frustrated of like, dude, like it just starts, like I can ride in the mud? Were you frustrated that you hadn't, like San Francisco, you didn't get to show that?
Yeah, I mean, like for me, mud is such a crazy thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can be amazing in 1 mud race and then you can be crap the next. So obviously starts help, being consistent, staying off the ground, all that's key. But yeah, for me, San Fran was by far the gnarliest mud race I've ever been a part of. And then last weekend was muddy, but you could, like I said, you could ride and you could jump the jumps and you could maneuver a little bit and actually use the mud skills to your advantage a little bit. To where San Fran was, you really just got in whatever line was safe and did it around the whole track. So, but yeah, I mean, it was cool to rebound for sure.
It's been a very chaotic series. Everybody's had a bad race already. Mud races, openers, weird stuff. Do you kind of like that? I feel like when there's chaos and people get knocked off their game, that works for you. Are you cool with the way this actually started? Does it help you?
No, I love chaos, man. But no, I think it is. You know, I think just from all of us competitors, for the fans, it's honestly really nice to not know who's the guy, right? And I felt great these first 3. You know, maybe on paper it's not as good as it actually has been. So, but it's been like that for everybody now. So, yeah, I think it puts a lot of emphasis on now which way is it going to go from here.
Yes.
You know, and I like where I'm at.
And the final thing, what did you have to do this week? Did you go to the hills and all that stuff for the rain?
Nah, I wish I could have been with Hanny, but nah, we went up to Carson Mumford's place, rode Wednesday, and it was, you know, it was dry, good up there. So, yeah, like I said, when you get rain and mud out here, it's a lot different than Florida, but we made it work, man. We all had a good plan, and now it's sunny and looks dry.
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't a weird week. You actually got to do your work.
Yeah, it was a pretty normal week to be fair. So,
okay.
It's all good.
All right. We're not talking to him. Him? Bonacci says you could use a little love. He gets more attention more unjustified media coverage.
Yeah, bad attention, because you also give me is fucking negative attention.
Every question is
negative.
Dude, it's been rough.
It has been rough. 22-4-22.
Well, there's only one thing left, DQ.
No, we're not getting
You're not getting, is he getting DQ'd this week? Just to get all three? Okay.
Mike said he'd pay my fine if I did get DQ'd, for whatever the reason would be.
I would like to see you try. All kidding aside, the little bit of riding you have been able to do on a dry track, do you actually feel good? We've seen very little.
It's been so little, I don't even know.
You don't even know
I don't even know anymore.
Your heat race in Anaheim 1, maybe?
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
There's really
nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, I guess we'll see today and tomorrow. I don't know. We'll reevaluate on the red eye back Saturday night.
Oh, God, you are gnarly. But you used to do Glen Helen National with a red eye.
Yeah,
that is stupid.
Yeah, and in town. So.
You guys are bad.
Tomorrow. You're on it tomorrow.
Yeah, but I don't actually do any work like you guys do. I just sit
I haven't
there.
been doing work either.
That's true. But actually, now I get to talk to your actual good rider, not the dude who doesn't even finish races.
Oh my God.
He doesn't even finish races. Are you anxious to show that it's not just a mud thing? Because obviously your results have been great, but I'm sure you want to do it anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do it in any condition, but, you know, it does seem like a lot of people think, oh, it's just mud, so that's way just good in. So I know I'm a good rider in the dry stuff, but so is everyone else. So I definitely want to put myself up there this weekend in another podium position to show I am one of those guys to compete for the title this year.
But even A1, did you get messed up at the gate a little bit
time,
because of the Oldenburg going into it?
Yeah.
So do you feel you rode okay?
I feel like I rode good for the first half. I think for the first time on Supercross in over a year, on the 250.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more just like knocking the dust off. I don't know.
Really?
It just felt like I haven't raced a lights bike in so long, and just like getting in the pace of things. I felt like when I rode 450 outdoor in Supercross, it wasn't as aggressive as the lights bike class, if that makes sense, but
the other riders.
Yeah, I just feel like the lights class is a lot more aggressive. Guys are just kind of sending it into
Oh,
it.
yeah.
The 450 guys, they know the limit, and they know they respect each other. So I definitely felt like the first weekend was just kind of getting back in the hang of things and getting the feel of the bike and the setup to see where we're at. And I feel like there was a couple things we could definitely work on. And I feel like this past week we finally had some dry weather as well at club. So we worked on suspension. We definitely feel like we went in the right direction, and hopefully it shows.
So it's even better than that, you think? For the last dry race we had, there's definitely gains.
Yeah. I definitely feel like round one I should have been, I don't know, 4th or 5th. Like,
Gotcha.
I think that was my goal, was to be in the top 5, and I was pretty disappointed that I was 7th. But I mean, with the situation I was in, I came from pretty far back. I pretty much hit the gate with Oldenburg.
Yes.
So yeah, for the conditions I was in to come back that far, I was happy with my riding, but not the overall results. But
and my last thing, just the same thing for last week. Do you spend the week saying like, oh, I could have won, or hey, I'm doing good? Which way can you? Because it could go either way.
I know, like, Saturday night I was definitely like pissed about it.
Sure.
Like, it is what it is, but you know, the rest of the week it was like, you know what, I could sit here and bitch and moan about it.
Right.
Like, oh, I should have won, should have this and that, but you know, I look at it now as, you know, I haven't had back-to-back podiums in a long time.
Yes.
I kind of need to be grateful for where I'm at. I'm
Yes.
happy with the points spot I'm in as well, and you know, I've been one of the few guys that have been consistent the whole season. So if I just keep doing what I'm doing and being in the top 5, I think I'll be right there in the hunt.
That's it. So you weren't bumming.
No, I'm good.
Somebody says 2 podiums in 3 rounds. You take that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
It's all good. Yep. Smitty, what's up, dude?
In the booth this weekend.
I know, this is big.
Sick.
So put on a little show
Is this
for
the
us,
first
okay?
time?
This is the first time I've ever done it, Supercross.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous? Let me interview you.
What's that? Yeah, maybe. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. I don't feel anything. It's kind of weird. Like, I thought when this day came, I'd be like, I'll jump out of this booth. I'm so excited. I can't contain myself now. Maybe tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe I could screw it up. Maybe I'm worried.
Yeah.
Before SMX, you did a great job. You were the local media, because I live there, and you were the local media guy because you were from Belmont.
Yeah.
And you talked about when you were hurt, Tour de France style training.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So I want to know, what was your off season like? Were you hammering, or is it different when you have races coming up?
Yeah. We did. I mean, it was pretty much normal off season. Like, obviously, we did quite a bit of cycling, but it wasn't like the summertime.
You were extra psycho over the summer?
Yeah, over the summer. This guy beside me, like, was extra psycho. That's who was extra psycho for sure.
So when you guys were both not racing, you went more cycling.
And Romano, like we.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we honestly, it was just kind of like we were cruising, and like whenever I got hurt, I had like a goal of like hitting a certain amount of feet of climbing on Swift. Well, then at the same time, the Tour de France had just started, and we weren't riding, so we were just like, we would get done with a bike ride in the morning, and then the Tour de France would be finishing up. So like we got really, really into it.
Okay.
And we were like, I honestly, I would put up like that. I probably watched more live time of the Tour de France this year than maybe anyone else. Like, because I was pretty bored. And I would be tired from my bike ride that we did, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd just turn it on live. And yeah, we did a lot of cycling. So it was kind of rough. Like after a little, I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Like, why are we doing this? But,
yeah, this wasn't even a part of a program.
No,
you were just
like,
doing it.
Like it was part of a program, but then we were almost like, Swanee, like we want to do this ride, like because it's like so gnarly.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like, oh man, like why did we do that?
Is there any payoff that you were doing that 6 months ago? Does that translate to anything that's happened here?
It definitely helps for sure.
I would think.
It helps build the base, and
yeah,
I mean, I feel good on the bike. I feel good. Like, you know, I think that you could never train on a bicycle and come out and race a Supercross main event.
Right.
You could just ride a dirt bike and then come out and race the main event.
Yeah.
And be okay. But like you could never just ride a bicycle. But it's just, you know, pairing that with all the riding we do.
So I'm thinking.
And you know, being able to build that base during the summer, I think was a big help, because then you can focus more on the riding and not so much building during the off season.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it helped.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah. The results are showing for whatever reason. Triple Crown, is that anything? Is it all the same?
Yeah,
I feel it's a little overrated.
It's more stress, I think, on us and the team and everyone. I mean, kind of like a mud race, you know, a little bit different, or a lot different, but same stress, just in a different way. But yeah, I mean, it's to me, I think, like you have a heat race, like if you're heat 250 heat 1, like you kind of feel like not anyone, but like there's a few guys that can win it, you know, where like that number gets smaller for the main event because the track's gnarlier. So for the first heat, I think it's normally pretty smooth, and more people can go fast.
Interesting.
So I think the first main, or whatever you want to call it, is really important to get a good start, because it can be hard to, like, I mean, the guy that wins the second, third main could get a bad start and finish 5th or 6th in the first one, you know?
So for you guys, on a normal night, the heat race and the main event first laps are significantly different.
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially
and that's what you're dealing with here.
Which is what this would be like heat 1.
Right.
So it's just like, you don't even start getting rough track until like maybe lap 6, 7, you know?
I see.
Especially depending on how they build the loops and how they prep the loops for the nitro. So yeah, it's different for sure.
Good analysis. Now give me one stat of the bike ride. Give me like how many miles in 1 week or in a month. Let's give someone perspective of what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I mean,
one number that people be like, damn, bro.
We did 103 miles one day.
Did a century.
Yeah, did a century.
How many hours is that?
They did multiple centuries because we did a couple races during like SMX time. So he did a couple races, so he did multiple centuries. Yeah, we only did it once. I think it took us right at 5 hours, I think. But we started at like, I think we started at like 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 or 5 in the morning, because there was another group that does like a coffee shop ride on Saturdays. So they like cycle from Tallahassee to like a surrounding town and grab coffee and then come back. And that's normally like 65 to 70 miles. So we did like 35 miles before. And then added that on.
This is outside. This is in darkness.
Outside, yeah. The first bit was in darkness. We had lights on our bike and stuff. And there was a group of like 5 of us, I think there was. And yeah, and then like the coffee shop ride is kind of a little bit more of a chill ride sometimes. Pretty good big group. But then like on the way back, I guess everyone got the coffee and like everyone got fired up. And we're like digging back. Like we ended up dropping like a lot of people that don't normally get dropped, and then like we're 100 miles in, we're just dead. By the end of it. Like the last 3 miles, we're like, where is that house?
That's good data. Now people know what we're talking about. All right.
I think in like 1 week, I think the most I did was like over 300 miles.
There we go.
So,
yeah. Bro, guys, it's media day. It's media day.
No, we're literally talking about fishing.
Media takes, of course you are. Media takes control. Is there anything you can do to bring luck? So anything anyone can do to bring luck. Have either of you gone through 2 laps of a main? The first 2 laps upright?
Without crashing? No.
Neither of you?
I haven't. A lap and a half.
Lap and a half. That's why I said 2.
Oh, at San Fran, I crashed on the start straight. Yes. So I had, and you crashed on the start straight.
Yeah, you neither have you have done 2. Yes.
No, I won. We went 2 laps.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That was,
Oh, you went 2 laps?
Yeah. We went to lap 9.
I did it.
Okay. No, you made it 20 feet.
half the horseshoe.
Yeah, right out of the turn 1. Oh, you did go 9 laps.
Yeah.
Anaheim 1. Okay, so one out of 6. Yes.
Hey, that was 3 strikes in a row. Now it's out of the way.
Is it out of the way?
Clean slate.
A1 starts now.
I like that. Is there anything you can take away? Like, do you even know how you're doing or feeling or riding? Can you really take anything from it?
From the last 3?
Yeah. Like any idea where you stand or anything? Like there's no data.
Yeah, I'm just
I would
glad
think.
to not get run over. Glad to be here.
At least you're sitting here.
Yeah, just happy to be here. Yeah, just happy to be here.
I did see what happened with you and Tomac last week. You guys are lucky.
Still pretty sore.
I would think. You guys are lucky.
Bad because it was my fault, but yeah, he hit me pretty hard.
But I mean, that's just that track, right? You just cross ride?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's so slippery.
Yes.
Just, I went the wrong way.
Yeah.
It was pretty gnarly though, that hurt.
Yeah, so the fact that you guys are here is a win in its own.
Oh, we're winning.
You're winning.
Winning.
How do you not get frustrated over what could have been 2 fine weeks and they just weren't in the end because it's just mud races? How do you not read into that too much or get down on yourself or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just down on myself enough on Saturday night.
You were?
After the race. Like, yeah, of course. Like, there's not a single guy out here that's going to be not frustrated.
For sure.
It goes to show how hard it is to race your bikes and how hard it is to be at the top of this game. Like, anytime you think you have it figured out, something will bite you.
Now, to defend yourself, you saw second and the leader right in front of you, I would think, right? Like you were,
100%.
you weren't in cruise, I'll just take a podium.
No. Well, that's the thing is, I had the pass on, like, and I told the team this also, like, I go through everything this week, of course you're going to. One thing I would have changed is the lap before, whenever I had March Mace pass, and I rolled the triple, he rolled with me, and
Yeah.
gave him a lot of room, and
Yeah.
he jumped right past by me.
I see.
If that doesn't happen, I possibly win that main event, like, because I had a much
You
better
were
line.
closing.
Yes, I had a,
Yeah.
like, once I found out what they were jumping, and then I
Yes.
started jumping them, like, dude, I was jumping into the back of them. I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's figure this out. I had a really good line in the whoops where I was jumping into the whoops and then triple. So, like, once he got back by me, like, I was like, okay, third for the night. It's fine. I'm good.
Yep.
Well, then, yeah, they ran into a lapper, and then I got another good line, and I'm like, okay, well, looks like we might have a shot at this. And if anybody else in that situation, they're probably going to think the same thing. There's a lapper, and there's those two. Those two went to the left, I went to the right.
Yep.
That guy had a perfect line to square him up, and yeah, it didn't stick. As soon as I landed it, before I knew it, I was on my head. You have your own comments, everybody's seen it.
But you were, the point is, you were going for a pass. You weren't just, you were on the offense.
Yeah, so yeah, like that. I honestly think I for sure would have had one and might have had the next one in the next corner. So. Yeah, frustrating.
But on the good end, that means you're riding really well.
Yeah, and like, dude, I've said it before, like, that main event was the most mentally draining main event I've ever been in my life.
Really?
I whole shotted.
Yeah.
But it's muddy as crap, and you don't know what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So they were jumping a lot of stuff that I wasn't. I was still rolling it. I was rolling the jumps with the guys I was lapping, getting caught up with them. So yeah, then once I got around me, I figured it out, and right away I was like, okay.
Yeah.
If I was doing this from the beginning, no one catching me.
That's why. Okay.
But yeah, man, I'm happy with my bike, happy with where I'm at riding. Track looks awesome this weekend, good weather, so just kind of gotta move on.
That's it. Riding well, the points don't matter. Everybody has bad races.
I mean, dude, especially how this year is looking right now.
Yes.
God.
You just have to ride well. Let's put it this way. Would you rather be feeling horrible in the points lead or feeling great, although a few points down?
See, that's the thing is, like, man, it's there's so many question marks still in the series, I feel like. Like,
yes.
I showed up at A1 and dominated.
Yep.
Crushed it, felt awesome all day.
Yes.
And you have two races that are just so unpredictable, and
yeah.
I mean, dude, San Fran, it wasn't even my fault.
Nope.
Dude, just wrong place.
You could have podiumed or won that one.
Exactly.
Maybe.
And then,
yeah.
Last weekend that happened, so it's all right. I've been through this long, doing it long enough.
Been through way worse. This is nothing. All right, Max Miller. All right, so how's the transition going?
Very good. I really like the Suzuki.
Yep.
It's been a big transition for me, but I'm excited to learn and develop with the motorcycle, and I've been getting better. Each week I've been riding it. So it's been fun. It's cool to learn something new, and I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Is there any pressure on you, do you feel, or is it pretty much like, no, this is a learning process and all that?
Yeah, I mean, there's some pressure, but there's always pressure, especially from yourself.
Yes.
but you know, I expect to have had a better year so far than I have. But you know, my speed's been good, so I know it's coming.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's just a number on paper, but you feel good when you're riding. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And like I said, I feel like I've been getting better on the motorcycle. So I'm very excited for the Triple Crown. You know, I got 3 shots to go have a good night, and yeah, so I'm excited to get to it. Hopefully we get to do some riding here soon. I know. It's past time. All right, better luck this time, Max. There we go. That's a lot of riders. We know we got all this drama coming into this round. The Anderson Jett thing is going to be discussed ad nauseum. To me, it's only relevant if it actually has an impact on the racetrack. I think it could for one of 2 reasons. We certainly know having a rivalry with the 21 is not good. So we'll see if that spills over. Maybe, maybe not. It's definitely happened with him before. And the thing is, I was always impressed at December when we talked to the riders and Jett. He said the real goal this year was to, you know, if you had a bad race, just shrug it off. That's what Eli Tomac did last year. If you get a 5th, just come back the next week. Nothing's changed. That's going to be the challenge, I think, to just put it behind him and just do what he normally does. Because we know Jett's strength is riding like a veteran when he's out on the racetrack. It's not trying to win races by a mile. It's not trying to do crazy things and show people up. It's just do your deal, ride where it looks actually easier than it probably is. And if he can just get back to that, he's fine. So I don't know if this is going to spill over on the track or not. But honestly, that's been discussed way too much. I already gave my opinion on the whole Jett thing before round 2, Weege Show before San Francisco. As far as the rest of the series, Aaron Plessinger, I know that there might be some eyebrows raised. Is this a mud thing or is this legit? Well, there's reason to believe it is legit. Talked to Aaron this week on our SMX Insider show with myself and Jason Thomas, and there's been huge changes to the motorcycle. Specifically, he has the new frame, the less rigid new frame that's on the factory edition bike, and they switched from the old 52mm forks to 48s. And he has said in multiple forums, including the interview with me, that the bike is so much more compliant that this year he's able to focus on his riding and thinking about his riding technique as he rides, instead of just trying to hang on for dear life. A significant change in how much better the bike is, and then how much focus he's able to put into himself. And yes, this applies on dry racetracks, not just muddy tracks. So I don't think there's any doubt that he's way better than he has been in the past. But if you want anyone to make predictions, look, like, everybody's in a bubble, right? If you ask Cooper Webb, I'm sure he's on the Yamaha, that's where he wanted to go. He feels he's better than last year, and you can go down the list. Everybody thinks they're better. I don't know which is which. Which